Shruti, thank you so much for coming today. And
Thank you for
joining us.
having me. It's such a pleasure.
It was a, I mean,
And it's such a different crowd to what I'm usually used to. So it's really lovely to have these opportunities to interact with people I normally wouldn't. And I think a room full of smart investment planning people are exactly what I need in my life.
I was going to ask you to define different, but okay, you've done that. You mean you were not usually in the company of so many businessmen, right?
No. I mean, I don't think producers count because they don't seem to be the best of investors.
Shouldn't say that after the last few films that you've done, really.
No, those ones are smart.
Those ones are smart, right? So I'll begin with a few questions that I had for you. The first one is, some people say this is the best time to be in Indian cinema for a woman. Do you agree? Best time to be a woman in Indian cinema, that's a very large topic that leads you to threads of conversations, including pay parity, harassment at work, casting couch, equality, the quality and quantity of roles that a woman gets these days. So do you really think it's the best time?
See, I think that in terms of where we've reached in technology, globalization, that every story gets a platform, like all of these OTT platforms. And that way, when you look at it as a business, you see there are so many avenues for it to flourish. And I'm just saying that as the movie business.
Right.
We also have the biggest budgets we've ever had spent on Indian films. We're talking like making films at 500 crores and touching 1,000 crores. And these numbers were like unheard of even 10 years ago. So in that sense, it's financially, like a lot of things where like one end is flourishing and the other isn't, like opening up and expanding into, say, more women-led stories or making the women, and this is a problem when people say, "Aap female-oriented subjects karenge kya?" And I'm like, no, I think when we talk about male actor, like no one's gone to my father and said, "Sir, this is a male-oriented film." So that orientation concept itself, the more we can eradicate that, the better it is for
Equality.
the equality and the fact that audiences want to see different kind of stories. Women want to see a reflection of themselves or an aspirational version of themselves. So I think we have a ways to go with that.
Right. I'll take it from what you're just saying. That is, we were seeing a lot of different roles for heroines in cinema across India, whether it is a Hindi cinema or various South Indian cinema. But the pandemic really dealt a blow to that because there has been this entire push to take people back to the theatre. So we've all gone back to the over-the-top cinema again because...
Which I am very much a part of.
Of course, and we'll enjoy watching it, but what does it do to representation?
So when the pandemic happened, so I must say this, and I've always said it, there was a time in which like all of my Telugu films would be dubbed and put on a particular Hindi channel.
Right.
And they'll be like, humne aapki film Lucky the Racer dekhi, which was Race Guram in Telugu. Or there was a huge fan base for Ravi Teja sir, or there was a huge fan base for another Tamil actor. And I realized that the audiences love these stories, love the geography in which the story is set and the world in which it's set, but they didn't have the choice except to watch it dubbed. Now, what happened with OTT platforms, and especially during the pandemic, is the viewers started deciding what they wanted to watch and had control over it.
Of course.
What then started happening is there was like an overspend on everything, and their smaller projects, which was what OTT was meant for, kind of got overshadowed by the next big theatrical release finding its way onto OTT, and it became a bidding war over there.
Right.
So in that sense, I think the pandemic helped put the spotlight on it, but as well as like kind of shake up the whole thing a bit. And I feel that we can't ever say, be it Hollywood or Chinese films or Indian films, whatever you talk about, there are these big ticket box office movies, and they're never going to go away.
Right.
They're never going to leave
So
the
Shruti,
ecosystem.
what you're saying is that each film has to choose its right medium.
Yeah.
Everything can't be a theatrical release. A few of
No.
them would continue to be OTT, and we have to make that conscious.
And there are some films that have to aim for theatrical business. There's no other way about that.
Right.
Yeah.
So then what, again, I come back to representation. You're right. We are perhaps breaking barriers when it comes to stereotyping the way a woman looks. But you still don't have a heroine of a film who's short and fat like me.
No, I think, first of all, don't talk about yourself that way. I think that is not fair. I mean, would they be the lead? I don't know.
They wouldn't, right?
No, but
Because
there
we
are
again-
films, I mean, I don't want to name names, but there are women in your build who are leads of films. And I've seen it, and I think that representation is definitely there in a mainstream South Indian film.
Right.
And I love that. Like,
Of course.
it wouldn't be right if everyone was like you or everyone was like me. That's the problem. Like, there can't be a cookie cutter.
Stereotype.
Yeah, in any business, you don't want that. Like, this is the only thing you should
So
buy.
you think we are breaking the stereotypes that
I
we
think
had
so.
set?
Because of social media.
Okay.
Because of the influence of social media and people being able to openly discuss and have an open dialogue about these things, it does permeate because art ultimately is a reflection of, life.
Life, yeah. Okay. I'll come to your future projects in a bit, but before that, I want to know, you are a performer, you're a singer par excellence, you are an actor, you've started investing. Which is the role that stimulates you intellectually the most? Because I'm a huge fan of your songs, the lyrics
Thank
are
you.
great, but then do you think the movies that, the big budget movies that you do also titillate you intellectually as much as your songs do?
So what do you mean by intellectually stimulating?
Okay, you're now asking me questions.
No, I just want to understand your question.
Okay, my first question is, which is the role closest to your heart? The performer, the actor Shruti?
Definitely the performer, and that's
Right.
kind of all encompassing because I grew up in a home where there were no limits in what you should explore and do, both my parents.
Right. My second part of the question is that which of this role stimulates you intellectually the most?
I think when I talk about creative alignment,
Right.
it would be music and writing. It gives me a sense of centering. When I talk about films and acting, I found it very, very challenging in the beginning because it's not something that came to me easily, but it's something I really wanted to do.
Right.
And these are the things that I really like in life. When something challenges me or I feel it's something I don't understand, then I get really, really drawn into it. So music is something I understand, but I know this is a weird thing to say, but music is one of the only things in this world that understands me.
Right.
That's the relationship I have with music. Because I have met people, be it friends or a partner, and I'm like, why don't they get me? Like, why don't they understand? And I feel music understands
The
me.
void is filled by music.
Yeah, music and I have a love story that never lets me feel alone ever.
Why?
So that's a different topic.
Yes.
But
Your name also kind of is very symbolic to
Shruti,
that. Right?
22 नादों का स्वर को श्रुति कहते हैं. It's
Right,
literally all
exactly.
the notes in music. With cinema, it's challenging, so it's intellectually challenging in the sense of you're creating a new character, you're giving them flesh and bone through you, but you're giving them a spirit that was on paper and you make it come to life. There are so many people who have invested before you in this person you never met. But the most intellectually stimulating, challenging, and something I find really daunting is investment because I'm so
Daunting
bad
is
at
the
it, and
adjective
not
that I'll
just
take
me,
back.
my whole family of artists. We're really, really bad at it. And I understood all of this very, very late because I felt that हाँ पैसे कमाते हैं तो उसको वापस सिनेमा में ही डालते हैं या म्यूजिक में ही डालते हैं and it's not really a high returns business.
So this is not where I break into a quick fire about these are the terms and tell me what they mean. Not at all.
No.
Right. So you have a portfolio of investments, do you?
So I've, done the thing of like, okay, your mutual funds, fine that, but real estate. So I've invested, in places I like and I feel an emotional connection to. Apart from that, what I'm really excited about is, so as actors, we usually, if we endorse a brand, and there are certain brands I'll never endorse, like Fairness products or
Right.
tobacco or alcohol, chewing tobacco or alcohol, because these are not things that I will align with ever. So I do align with brands that I am comfortable using and I am comfortable associating with. And usually for an actor, how it is they will clock out a number of days in a year and say, we want you, for example, for 3 days, and this is the amount, and then your face is on the brand for a period usage of 3 years or 2 years or 1 year. So be it. With social media, it's another whole, system and business model. Now, what I really am interested in doing, be it in films or in this space, is if there is a product or a startup that I really like or something I find really interesting, then I like to have equity in it.
Right.
Versus just the endorsement fee or hamara rishta 2 saal mein khatam ho gaya, hype hindi, great, all the best, bye. So in that way, I've done little things which, it's a bit risky because you don't know which one will blow up.
Of course.
But it's something I feel really nice about.
So thematically, which are the startups which attract you
So
the
I'm
most?
more into the health and wellness and beauty space because this is something I really associate with. When you come into space of like women's education and mental health, then it's really not about money or investment. For me, it's more about the fact that
Consciousness.
consciousness and social awareness and more of a social change, because God knows that you don't get that much
Does
time around it.
entrepreneurship excite you at all?
For me, it's really about, especially with independent music, being able to create a stream
Right.
which is successful, as well as the fact that a lot of the rock stars I loved and their revenue, their revenue stream into their 60s, 70s, and 80s years of age is actually merchandise and products that are truly definitive of them. So we see a lot of Indian celebrities seem to have a problem of starting a brand but not being able to consistently go ahead.
Credibility to it.
Yeah, and there is credibility at the start, but these brands need a consistent personal touch. Like say Rihanna's Fenty makeup line
Right.
brand. And there are even abroad many brands that start like that, but very few carry on because it has to have a story, it has to have a good business model, and it has to have consistent love and care. Yeah, so those kind of things really interest me in mixing who I am as a personality and translating that into a legitimate business in the future.
That brings me to the question that you're phenomenally successful as an actor, you're phenomenally successful as a singer. You always want to keep a mix of two. You don't want to do one thing.
In fact, I'm expanding more now.
Right.
I've always been a writer at heart, so that's
Yes.
something I'm going to. I've been a singer-songwriter, but definitely use more of my wordage in life. And
I'm just coming to that. So are you branching out into perhaps making a film where you write the film yourself?
maybe.
Okay.
I
we
mean,
heard the
writing
maybe
requires a
also.
discipline that is like.
Even songwriting does, right?
No,
Lyrics
I don't know.
also.
I find people are like, how do you, oh God, you wrote the song. Last week you had written a song. No, for me, it really flies out of me.
It's just an extension of you.
It's really an extension of me. It's as natural as brushing my teeth in the morning.
Right.
But sitting to write a film or a story just feels like so much.
Okay, fine. So you have your first love, you have second love, and a third love. That's how you've categorized your life.
Yeah, I guess.
And the first love
I'm
will
full of
continue to
love.
be,
Yeah.
but the first love will continue to be music.
I think my first love is always connecting with people through performance, whatever that medium is.
Right. So performance is what you're saying is the mainstay.
Yeah.
Is the way you express yourself.
Yeah, definitely.
Right. Tell us a little bit about your future project. The very exciting titles that I saw when I was Googling you, and some of them seem very exciting. You are yourself very excited to get back on the sets of Dacoit, I
Yes.
read. Tell us a little bit about your future project.
I'm really excited. I don't want to go into specific names too
Sure,
much, but
sure.
I'm really excited that I have a real mixed bag of projects as an actor. You want to find a balance between the ultimate cake that you want to eat is a super commercial, well-funded film with a great character and storyline, and that doesn't happen all the time. But I feel like I'm kind of close to that this year, which
Okay.
makes me feel good. There are films that are not at that scale of budget, but the story and the character is super close to my heart. I'm expanding more into the different kind of roles I'm doing, as well as balancing music and cinema, which is a real
Challenge for
Yeah,
you.
it is. It is a time management issue, really.
So 2024 already seems to be better for you in that respect?
My manager sitting right here, she's already laughing because she gets like, I think she needs 28 hours in the day and 400 days in the year for us to manage. But we're managing, you know,
Right.
it's a lot of time management. It is.
So me and my colleague, we were just discussing before you walked in here that, well, what is Shruti Hassan thinking right now? She must be, well, I could have used this time to write a song. What am I doing here?
No, no, you never do that in life, I feel. Whether you're compartmentalizing between your office work or your family life, or, you know, if you're single time with your friends and then with your work. When you are in a place, you should be in that place.
Right.
If you spend your whole life thinking, oh, I could have done this, then you're not doing what you were supposed to do. So I just don't have that mindset. Yeah.
Okay.
Unless someone's really wasting my time, where I'm like 5 hours waiting for a shot, then I'm thinking, I could have tried that new recipe, I could have finished a song, I could have given these dates to somebody else, I could have, then even then, I try and bring myself back into the now. I think that's the only way.
Right. You mentioned that performing is what is closest to you. So when we heard S.S. Rajamouli comment, looking at after watching Salar, that he really expected a dance number there. Do you take it as a compliment? Because when I watched Salar, I really sat back and kept thinking, what a restrained performance. That must have...
It was very restrained.
Yeah, exactly. Compared to Prabhas.
I was
mean,
like, Prashant sir, can she scream? Can she shout?
Yeah.
Can I kick someone even by mistake? It was really restrained.
Right. So, do you take it as a compliment when Mr. Rajamouli says that he missed you, Mr. Item number from you? Do you think that somewhere he
I don't think
perhaps,
it's.
even the audience is overlooking the fact that you put in so much effort in underacting?
No, so yeah, underacting is the key word. First of all, I never choose characters that are close to me. I've never really played any character like me. Some shades maybe. But Salar is a world that is created, like, you know, Prashant Neel sir creates these worlds in which there is a tone and a vibe, and it's our responsibility as actors to fit into the director's vision. So I was only jealous that, you know, the stunt directors would show up and they'd be like, ye karega, give him the hammer, give him the gun, and I was like, mere liye, they're like, you just come with the tiffin dabba. You know? So I was like, oh, shucks, because now I've really enjoyed stunt work as well.
Of course.
So I take it as a huge compliment if Rajamouli sir appreciates that, and if he's ever doing a film where he needs me to dance and act and sing and jump off high places, I would do any film with him. Yeah.
Right. How do you handle social media? I ask this question to most actors I meet because it's a different person that you have to put on over there, right?
No.
Oh, okay, go on.
If anyone follows me on socials, they know
Yes.
that. And my comment is, "Aap itne ajeeb kyun ho? Like, why are you being like this?" And it's my way of saying this is who I am off camera when I'm not playing a role. And I really like it as a channel of just being myself.
Another extension of expression?
Yeah, I think that's what it's there for. I mean,
Right.
there are people with the perfect yoga face in the
Yeah,
morning, but
yes.
that's not me.
Correct. So that's how you want to connect with people, the real you.
Yeah, because what happens is even in our interaction today, I am very much determined by your line of questioning. So
Absolutely.
the narrative today and how everyone here will remember me is based on a pre-set theme by you. Whereas in social media, if you just get to that level of what is confidence ultimately is not bothering what people think, meaning not searching for people's validation, right? So people misconstrue social media as how many likes and how many views, and if you get into that trap of social media, it's not the place for you. But if you say the way I am, like from high school, which is main aise hi hu, and this is who I am, and the likes and those don't determine your validation, then social media is a great place to build your own narrative, is what I feel.
Wow, I mean, that's a great contrarian point to make because most people are on social media for the validation perhaps that they have been looking for.
I think my validation in life has always come from other things.
Such as?
Such as I'm a bit of, and people would be like, what do you mean? You are the daughter of such and such. Oh, look at your sob story. But I am a bit of an artistic underdog in the sense that all the things that I have loved and liked, from heavy metal to the wearing black all the time to not fitting the mold of what was expected from a contemporary heroine ever.
Yeah.
I celebrate being different. That's how I survived high school.
Right. I would.
So-
I was interpreting it as your act of rebellion, perhaps.
No, I'm not. It's not my act of rebellion. These are the things I genuinely like and who I am.
Okay.
So being a misfit and not belonging became a superpower. So the validation was never from the expected source for me. So the boy I had a crush on never had a crush on me. The people I thought were cool were never friends with me. So I just was like, oh, so I need to connect on a very visceral and real level with people. So my validation came from one person saying, I get you because I feel this way. That was validation for me. My validation is when someone said, I love that third line in your song because of this. Or my validation comes from someone saying, I love how you do these commercial films, but you always come out being your God self no matter what.
Exactly. I think your biggest validation is that how genuine you are.
For me, my validation comes from me, and it's not in a self-centered way.
Right.
I look at me and we decide what works for me.
Correct. We're talking about social media, so I mean, and we can't end any interview with an actor without talking about nepotism. Again, I'm a journalist. If my daughter were to be, I would actually goad my daughter to say that why doesn't she take up journalism as a career? A lawyer's child always chooses law as the first option. Politicians' children become politicians. Why has it become so difficult for the film industry to move beyond this conversation?
Because the film industry, like every other, compared to every other industry, the film industry is in the forefront. So it's not like people don't have affairs in corporate offices, but if movie stars have affairs, it's in the front page. That's the only difference.
So it just makes a salacious story.
You know, it's just because that is a part and parcel. If somebody in another, say, corporate or medical field evades taxes, it's not on the front page as much as if a movie star evades taxes.
Right.
So that's just part and parcel of who we are and what this world is. This is something I am attuned to from childhood because of my parents being well known. It is a part and parcel of what we do. So I don't take that as a negative.
It just makes for better headlines, you mean? So therefore,
Sure,
people
definitely.
stick on to that story for longer
Definitely.
and longer.
And
It's also nothing new.
no, and
And it's not also something unique to the Indian film industry. It happens everywhere.
if you were to,
Michael
nepotism
Douglas is the son
a-
of Kirk Douglas. Come on.
No, nepotism is a definite.
No, but why can't we move beyond this conversation?
It doesn't matter to me who does or doesn't move beyond it. For me, I always say my Hassan surname opened the doors. There's no question about it. If I say nahi, sirf khud ke dam pe aayi hu, it doesn't make sense. But staying in the room like anywhere else is up to the person who walks into the room. And I am then at the mercy of my audiences, having good directors. For all of this, I've been very, very blessed.
Thank you, Shruti. It was a scintillating conversation with you.
Thank you so
It was
much.
a pleasure chatting with you today. I'm hoping you'll like the interview that we did of yours
Yes,
and you'll
thank
pick
you.
up the issue. Thank you very much, ladies
Thank
and
you so
gentlemen.
much. Thank you, everyone.